many, many bird people here.
Are there really only High Entia living here?
Oh there, strangers.
I love how Melia was the crown princess and helped save the world, and High Entia still don't recognize her. I understand when she was made crown princess, she wore her mask and everything, but you'd think at this point she'd be like a High Entia celebrity, you know? Also, her brother died. Isn't she like Empress? Like, why isn't she Empress?
Hello.
I see. You've had a rough time of it. However, I suggest you steer clear of Alchemoth. Even if you do somehow get there in one piece, don't expect the transporters to be running.
Oh? Why's that?
The thing that shot at you was no defense platform. It was a monster we've taken to calling the Fog King.
The Fog King?
Yeah.
That was a monster? Damn.
Suddenly showed up in Alchemoth a few months back.
From what I gather, you're from the Imperial Guard. Are the swords you carry just for show?
Taking a sword to it is folly. It laughs at our attacks. It's like hacking at smoke. Blows pass clean through it.
Must be Ghost. Ghost not shoot beams, dum-dum.
So that's why you call it the Fog King?
We fought in defense of our home. We were ready to die, and many of us did. But in the end, it won us nothing at all. The Fog King's attacks tore into us hard. Eventually, we gathered the High Entia and anyone else we found, and gave up the capital, so that we might live.
How awful.
My grieving heart belongs there. Our heartland, our capital. Yet I cannot even mourn it.
Maxis,
Huh? Yes?
please, you have to tell us how to get inside.
Shulk, be serious.
Boy, are you hard of hearing?
I heard you.
Then you should know better.
No matter the situation, we have to go. If I fix the junks, we can all leave this place. Then, once we're in Colony 9, we can make plans to retake Alchemoth.
No point.
Why not?
Shulk, do you think we took all that lying down?
Huh?
We're not stupid, you know. We did all we could. It's true. I want to go home. But that's a dream that won't come to pass, and it already cost too many lives.
Maxis.
I understand where you're coming from. Still, I have to be blunt with you. Let it go.
Yeah, and I know Melia is the Empress, and she was the Empress before, and she was just off questing with Shulk.
Now what?
But, like, I'm just saying.
Judging from the speech, I can't see us convincing him.
So this mean we're stuck here?
Quite a predicament, Empress Melia.
Okay, so this guy recognizes her.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
I humbly beg your pardon. Gelgar, at your Majesty's service. Formerly of the Personal Protection Division of the Alchemoth Guard Regiment.
Is that so? Then the pardon is mine to beg, Sir Gelgar. And please, dispense with the Majesty.
Perish the thought, your Majesty. The recent war has rid us of the wicked purebloods. A new age dawns, and we half-breeds are chosen for its caretakers. With you, Lady Melia, as our shining paragon, I cannot but address you as Majesty.
Yeah, whenever you're playing a Japanese game or watching anime, if you see someone with the fox smile, then they're always a bad guy. Almost.
I have no patience for wheedling. Especially from knaves who spit on their ancestors.
I would never dream of doing such. I merely spoke plain truth, no more.
As you wish. But the Majesty address is burdensome to me.
If you absolutely insist. Until you deign to acquiesce, Lady Melia will have to suffice.
So kind, Sir Gelgar.
Make no mention of it, Lady Melia.
Sir Gelgar, we really need to get to Alcamoth, no matter what.
Ah, yes. I have heard your exchange with Maxis. Hindering the Empress's triumph? A narrow-minded fool, if ever there was one. To begin the authentication process, one must raise their hand to the transporter. The device is configured in such a way that only some of the High-Entia in this land and the Imperial family may pass. Hence, Lady Melia should not have the slightest issue activating it.
A similar mechanism to the tombs, then?
That's our ticket into Alcamoth.
Yes.
Tasty news! Friend Galgar is good friends! Kind thanks, Birdmister.
Not at all. I am but a humble servant in Lady Melia's
Still don't
employ.
trust him. He's a bad guy.
If it not displease my ladyship too grossly, may I offer you my companionship on your journey? I have a modicum of skill with the blade. Please rest assured.
I appreciate the offer, but must refuse. We do not lack for strength.
Indeed. A great shame. Should the need arise, I shall remain ready to serve.
Certainly. By the way, Sir Galgar, this outpost appears to consist of naught but soldiers. Where might all the other refugees reside?
They dwell beyond the Grandel ramparts, which lie below this point.
They live at a remove from you, then?
Yes, because of the Machina who live there.
What do you mean?
Might you have forgotten? When the war broke out, it was the Machina's treachery that lit the fuse. Were it not for them, we needn't have lost our brethren and our home.
You couldn't stand the Machina and thus moved away?
Precisely.
But the war is concluded, Sir Gelgar.
Some simply cannot let go so easily.
I mean, like, one Machina
Melia,
is attacking everybody.
shall we
with
go
his
see
knife
for
on.
ourselves?
Ah,
Right?
yes.
Pretty much.
Very well. Sir Gelgar, we will take our leave of you now.
Do please take care of yourselves. You'll find passage to the capital through the Cragmore Caverns.
Sir Gelgar, thanks for this.
See friend later. Please to be extra careful of self.
The same to you all.
Okay. In this chapter of the adventure, you'll not find armor among the spoils for defeating monsters, but you may find weapons that differ from what shops have on offer. We get quests.
Hey,
Hello there. How'd you feel about assisting me in my research? Come now, don't make those faces. It's an easy task, I swear. I take the grimace as a happily man, shall I? See, I've developed this tool for exploiting ether deposits. It's common ether pick, if you will. I'd like you to test it out. You're still looking uncertain, struck dumb by my apparent genius? Oh, of course. You're used to being able to mine the ether deposits on Bionis with run-of-the-mill tools, aren't you? Well, that won't work here on Bionis' shoulder. The deposits are too dense. You need a specialized implement, like this. Previous iterations of the ether pick were pretty heavy machinery, though, and requiring training and a license to operate. So to cut through the rigmarole, I've looked into developing one that even lay people like you could use right out from the off. If you prove me right, I'll even let you keep it once you're done. How about it? Alright. Oh, you'll do it? Well, that's just grand. See, I made the thing, so it wouldn't mean anything if only I tested it myself. Thanks. I used to have an assistant helping me, but they seemed dissatisfied for some reason and ran off before I knew it. Just mosey on up to the ether deposit, have the common ether pick, and use it with they give the deposit a good whack. Let me know how you get on. Okay. Don't have to worry about affinity anymore, right? There's like no affinity at all. If I recall, I should locate an ether deposit and then give it a good whack. No time like the present, I suppose. Well, that didn't sound too good. A broken ether pick. What just happened? Carinel?
Hey.
Thanks for that. I have to say, I didn't expect it to break so easily, though. Right, give it here a minute. I see. The problem is durability. Alright. Due to the higher ether density in Bionis' shoulder, it seems that crystallizes into a form that's perfect for gems. Just reinforcing the pick isn't likely to improve the yield in practice. Thank you all. This has been a valuable learning opportunity. I feel like I can take my research to the next level now. I did want you to have the common ether pick as thanks, but now it's broken, so it won't really do, will it? Well, that's too bad. I'll just have to give you the old retail model instead. Like I said, it's got its kinks, so it requires a trained hand, but it's better than nothing, right? You should be able to use it to harvest decently high purity gems from all over the shoulder. Saves you time crafting. So no more crystals, just go straight to the gems, huh? Yeah, he gave us an in-world reason for why we don't do gem crafting. Alright. More efficient ether pick. Okay. Interesting. Damage heal. Arts heal. Damage heal. Alright. Got some more quests over here.
Huh?
Need something? If you do, well, I'm busy. Can it wait? Oh, no, wait. I spoke to you soon. Actually, I would like to ask you to perform some tasks for me. I would not normally reach out to strangers such as yourselves, but there's a limit to what I can achieve myself. I've received requests for assistance from some of the younger companions, and I'd like you to resolve their issues. It should not prove too difficult, yet the volume of work is high, so I was feeling quite harried. First, Gwyneth's request, which pertains to the gathering of plump wildgrass. It's gotten rarer lately, hence the task of picking it is more taxing than it once was. Second, Phaedrus' job of winnowing the preying caterpillar population. These in turn grew more and more numerous until their numbers needed culling. And thirdly, the request from Loban, who was tasked with handling a number of noble brogs. Those critters have been breeding too much for our liking and need a little population control. Gather 5 lots of plump wildgrass and 3 praying caterpillars as well as 2 noble brogs. I would be grateful if you could undertake those 3 jobs for me. It's not too much to ask, of course. Okay. Very good then. I shall let you get the details of each mission from the concerned parties. This is like a quest. A quest to do 3 quests.
Someone call?
It pains me to think of the souls that my comrades left lingering in that place. I cannot even mourn them.
Someone call?
Trust me, I would love nothing more than to tear the monster down with my hands. Yet how do you defeat a foe you cannot even land a blow on? Good question. So I hear you've offered to help us with the noble brog problem. We live around the Purifying Falls, big, great, lunking things. Cannot miss them. They haven't always been there, though. Only started gathering recently. Well, either way, sorry for the bother, and thanks for the help.
I guess.
You're interested in plump wildgrass. It's quite delicious, to be sure, but we haven't been finding it in large numbers lately. Before you could gather them by the handful on the way from the Purifying Falls coming from Navir Highland. Just talking about it is giving me a powerful craving. It would be great help if you could find some for us.
What is it?
You're the ones helping us thin out the praying caterpillars? They tend to roam between Navir Highlands and Purifying Falls. Stick to the road and you should see them by the time you're at Navir High Crossroads. I do it myself, but seeing those kinds of creepy crawlers really makes me uneasy. You're a lifesaver, to be sure. Alright, let's check out the shop. Also, Galgar. Companion at Arms.
Hi there.
Alright, so we've got 30,000. Everybody's got upgrades here. Oh, armor with slots sounds really good, but we don't really have that many gems yet, so it's not a huge issue. And they're expensive for how much money we have, so let's just go. Oh, there's a quiet moment and a mining point back here. The fact that the mining nodes actually give you straight up gems now, we don't want to miss any. I actually didn't want to miss any in the original game either, but you know.
Brother Sister Pon. Hope they're not giving Mama Pon too much trouble buckets.
Trouble buckets.
Nene, there you are.
Something the matter?
Kino's been looking for you. Something about stubbing his toe?
Little Pon never change. Nene will rub back later and go, there.
You're a good sister, Nene. Or maybe more like a mum. By the way, what were you doing out here, Nene?
Nene been reminiscing about Frontier Village, tiny bit.
I see. So, that's where you were living before?
Yep, in past, Nene always adventure into Magna Forest with Brother Sister Pon and climb trees every day.
I assume you were the responsible one then?
That silly question. Nopon boys, all good for nothing lazy bones. It all too much for Mama Pon to handle, so Nene have to help take care of Brother Sister Pon and Dada Pon all for long.
I wonder what Ricky would have to say to that.
Dada Pon, after he'd chosen for Village Hero Pon and set off on great adventure with Mr. Shulk, house become total pigsty, hungry little Pon underfoot everywhere.
Wow, I had no idea. Wait, was this after Ricky joined us? So that must mean...
Yep, before Nene became friends with Mr. Shulk and friends here, we actually met 1 year ago back in Frontier Village. Dada Pon, stomach rumbly rumbly. Dada Pon, need food. Dada Pon, give grub.
You're kidding. I'm sorry, I feel kind of bad about this now. Though, in my defense, you've really grown. It's almost like you're a whole different Nopper.
In Nopon biology, aged between 10 and 15 often experience growth spurt. That why, when compare Nene now and Nene 1 year ago, it not too surprising if not realize they the same person.
It's still quite a surprise. I never knew that a Nopon could grow that much in a single year.
Now Mr. Shogno can rely on post-growth spurt Nene more than ever.
We can always count on Nopon. Us Homs could learn a lot from you.
But Nene had these moments lately when get teeny bit lonely. Poor Hum Hum, Mr. Shog, such chowhound.
I don't think that was me.
Nene prepared some grub, too sweet. Now, Mr. Shog, go call Kino and Miss Melia and tell to wash up.
Really, that's... We thought she was so grown up for always taking care of Kino. But really, she's just a kid. No wonder she's lonely.
Mr. Shog, something happened? Tell me too rumbly to move, or what?
Wait, I've got it.
Mama?
I'll round up all the others. Then after, we can all chip in with a meal. It'll be more fun that way.
Mr. Shog would not say no.
Okay. Some collectibles and a mining node. Good old-fashioned sky moles, blade birds. Alright. Congenial cogs. Ether protect. Ether defense up. What are the differences between Ether protect and Ether defense up? Ooh, quest item. There's someone over there. Go check them out.
How's it going?
Guy. Lend me your ears a minute, will you? The Telethia are pure-blooded Hyentia transformed into monstrous shape. Their faces in those final moments still haunt my dreams sometimes. And somewhere in a corner of my heart, I feel gratitude for whichever my ancestors made my blood impure. Oh, sorry, I'm not sure why I just told you that. I guess you just struck me as a good listener, is all. Perhaps it's just that you're the first strangers I've met in a while. Okay. Oh, 2 more quests.
Hey,
If you come here across Devere Highland, you must have met those ether-based organisms along the way. I speak of the common monsters composed entirely of ether. Nebula? These ether organisms have appeared all across Devere Highland recently, and in large numbers too. There must be at least 2 points they're spawning from, and their exact properties differ based on location. Anyway, I'm concerned. When these organisms gathered, they created a strong ether field that attracts other monsters. You haven't seen them spawn yourself. It's possible there's some prerequisite to it happening that we're not aware of. If you've noticed a flock of these organisms in your chapels, I'd like to ask you to eliminate them with all haste. Wind elementals and water elementals. Alright. Thank you very much. Actually, it's my little brother who told me all about this. He vowed to take matters into his own hands if the situation did not improve on its own. But as his sister, I prefer that he not put himself in harm's way. I'm sorry to trouble you all, but I hope you understand this is for the common good. Fortune be with you. Rest assured that your issue will be attended to with haste.
Yes?
I know it's no business of mine to be asking outsiders, but would you consider assisting us on a hunt? Some of our people sustained injuries while on the last one, leaving us somewhat short-staffed. Tell me in greater detail. Go down from here in the direction of the lake. You'll arrive at Navir Highland. There you should find some Machina X. We were able to lure them out with bait not long ago. Would it trouble you to defeat them and collect some X iron hearts for us? Once you finish, be sure to lay some bait to the west of Navir Highland. They won't congregate if we don't coax them out, and our hunters could do with the assistance. X are quite partial to rainbow carrots. It would spare us a great deal of effort if you were to find some for us. Okay. Hope it's not too much trouble to ask all this of you. We'd greatly appreciate it if you could find the time. Rest assured that your issue will be attended to with haste. Oh, they actually show you the level of the quest. Well, it's received level, I guess. Yeah? No. Required level. What's rec level? Recommended level? Recommended level. It's gotta be recommended. That's awesome. We didn't have that before. That'd be very helpful. Alright.
Summon Bolt!
Protect us!
Hammer! Summon Copy! Succumb to the power of Angry! Poison Earth! Or Ancient Urge of Ice to me! Freeze! Ice Wave! Ether is flowing through me! Get toasted! Mind Blast! Almost there! Pulse! Witness my power!
Melia!
That's very nifty! Things are going to plan! Nene,
Take me lightly in your peril.
Give it all you've got, Melia!
Witness my true power.
Hammer!
We are victorious.
Have to brag to Denapon once Nene get back!
Nice job!
Now you shall witness our power!
I'm ready!
Nene, weather any storm!
Slash!
Manifest
More
yourself!
stream in!
Summon dice to get toasty! Freeze!
This will be a lot.
Star-searing flames of
Monado.
absolution! Nene getting tough!
I see you're warming up, Nene!
So this is the legendary Monado.
Slash!
Sword!
Light heal! Alright, I'm feeling it!
Hammer feet! Summon bolt! Here comes bolt! Here can this be? Summon copy! Hammer feet!
Manifest yourself. I feel the ether.
We can
Building within
definitely
me.
do this!
Freeze! Ice wave! Summon flare! Nene ready and able! Nene makes it all better! Summon Nene angry!
Healing would be good, I guess.
Tom going growl growl!
We got too many guys on us at once.
Nene say so.